Los Angeles, 1947. A city filled with bright lights, Hollywood stars, and dreams of fame. But one morning, a discovery would shock the entire country. A young woman found dead in an empty lot. She had no identification, no obvious connection to her killer, and almost no clues. That could explain what had happened. Within days, newspapers gave her a haunting nickname, the Black Dahlia. For decades, investigators searched for her killer. Hundreds of suspects were questioned. Confessions appeared, letters arrived, and countless theories emerged. But the identity of the killer was never officially proven. Who was Elizabeth Short, and who wanted her dead? This is the mystery of the Black Dahlia. Welcome back to the Mystery Vault, where we uncover the world's greatest mysteries, unsolved crimes, dark histories, and stories that refuse to be forgotten. Today's case takes us to post-war Los Angeles, where the murder of a young woman became one of America's most famous unsolved mysteries. Her name was Elizabeth Short, but the world would remember her by another name, the Black Dahlia. Who was Elizabeth Short? Elizabeth Short was born in Massachusetts. In 1924, she grew up during difficult times, and as a young woman, she dreamed of becoming an actress. Like many people, she was attracted to California and the promise of Hollywood. Elizabeth moved between different places, trying to build a life for herself. She wasn't a famous actress. She wasn't a Hollywood star, but she had dreams, and she wanted to become part of the entertainment world. By 1947, she was living in Los Angeles. She was only 22 years old, and then she disappeared. On the morning of January 15th, 1947, a woman named Betty Bersinger was walking through the Leimert Park area of Los Angeles with her young daughter. Then, she noticed something strange in an empty lot. At first, she reportedly thought she had seen a mannequin, but it wasn't a mannequin. It was Elizabeth Short. The discovery immediately became a major police investigation. The location was treated as a crime scene, but investigators faced a huge problem. They had very few clues and no obvious suspect. The Black Dahlia soon, Los Angeles newspapers began publishing stories about the case. They gave Elizabeth a nickname, the Black Dahlia. The exact origin of the name has been debated. One popular explanation connects it to the 1946 film The Blue Dahlia, combined with Elizabeth's dark clothing and appearance. Whatever the origin, the nickname quickly became famous, and the case became a national sensation. The investigation police began reconstructing Elizabeth's final days. They spoke with people who had seen her. They examined her movements, her relationships, and the places she had visited. Investigators also received information from people claiming to know her, but the more they searched, the more complicated the case became. Some people wanted publicity, others were mentally unstable, and some simply wanted to become part of the most famous murder case in Los Angeles. This created a serious problem. Every false confession could send investigators in the wrong direction. Theories over the decades. Countless theories have emerged. One theory suggests Elizabeth knew her killer. Another suggests the murder may have involved someone with medical or anatomical knowledge. Some theories point toward organized crime. Others involve Hollywood connections or people with political influence. There have even been claims that a famous doctor or wealthy Los Angeles figure was responsible, but none of these theories has ever been proven in court, and that's what makes the case so frustrating. There are theories, but no definitive answer. Why was the case so difficult? The biggest problem was the lack of a clear trail. Elizabeth's life involved different cities, different acquaintances, and different people. The investigation also took place before modern forensic technology existed. There was no modern DNA database, no digital surveillance, and no sophisticated genetic genealogy. Investigators had to rely heavily on witness statements, physical evidence, and traditional detective work. And as years passed, potential witnesses disappeared, memories became unreliable, and evidence became harder to analyze. Get decades of mystery. The Black Dahlia case never truly disappeared. Books were written, documentaries were produced, authors investigated old police records, amateur detectives developed new theories, and every few years, someone claimed they had finally solved the mystery. But the official question remained, who killed Elizabeth Short? Even today, there is no universally accepted answer. The most famous unsolved case. Elizabeth Short's murder became more than a police investigation. It became part of American popular culture. Her story appeared in books, movies, television shows, and documentaries. But behind the famous nickname was a real young woman who had dreams, a family, and a future she never got to live. The mystery surrounding her death often overshadows the person Elizabeth actually was. More than 7 decades have passed since Elizabeth Short walked through Los Angeles, dreaming of a future in Hollywood. Today, her killer has never been officially identified. The case remains open in the public imagination, and investigators continue to debate. The evidence left behind, maybe the answer, is hidden in an old police file. Maybe someone knew the truth and took it to their grave. Or perhaps the real killer has remained hidden in plain sight for all these years. One young woman, one mysterious murder, hundreds of suspects, and one question that refuses to disappear. Who killed the Black Dahlia? What do you think? Was Elizabeth Short killed by someone she knew? Was the answer hidden among the many suspects? Or could the real killer still be unknown after all these years? Share your theory in the comments below. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because here at the Mystery Vault, every mystery has a story, but not every story has an ending.